The fact that you were wearing polo gave you a different level of respect. Even though you were Haitian, but you were fresh, that it gave you a sense of self-esteem, gave you a sense of pride.
I came from Haiti in 1986. The American mentality was different.
Polo was our life, man. It was everything we thought about every day. It was, what we dreamed about when we went to sleep, We just wanted to be fly.
They was going to school with the white boys and
they were wearing the polo, but they weren't wearing it the way we were doing it, We added that ghetto and that hood fabulousness to it.
When you wear this thing, man, it was pretty much like you the young Jesus of the days, man.
This is the story of the fashion renaissance that undoubtedly left its mark on New York City.
Polo was a way of life.
Polo represented the highest brand of clothing ever made.
Polo itself was a way for us to infiltrate and incarcerate and assimilate.
The story of how Polo Ralph Lauren bridged a gap between fashion and...
And the mics are on.
You hear me, Phil?
And we are back.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, right there.
Welcome to Bar Talk Radio, where we discuss... Okay, hold on. Okay, we're good now. Here we are. Welcome to Bar Talk Radio, where we discuss all that is hip-hop. I am Miss Joy in the City, my co-host Larry, of course, the man behind the ones and twos, DJ Can Do, and the man behind the lens, J Fast. We always like to start off giving props where they do. But sitting here to my left, we actually have a repeat offender here.
Yes.
DJ Scripz from the Haitian Polo documentary, the producer of the the producer of the Haitian Polo documentary. We want to say thank you again for coming on to Bar Talk Radio again and blessing us with your presence.
No problem.
So our first question is, since we left you last, what's been happening with the Haitian Polo documentary?
Well, as you know, I always keep it authentic. The fact that, my name is I'm not that popular in terms of a filmmaker, I have to start a grassroots movement. In other words, I have to start from the bottom and get everybody involved. So ever since, I left your studio, it's been a non-stop, hustling and grinding, interviews, trying to get write-ups with the bloggers and different places to build a fan base and get the word out.
Mm-hmm. And who are some of the people that you have involved this time around? Like, is it the same crew or is it?
Well, as I mentioned, I don't know if I mentioned to you guys previously when we met. I've been in this business on the indie level for a while. So I was an artist manager, so I kind of know the ropes a little bit. I know how to put together a team to make things work. What it is God gave me a gift, and I understand talent when I see it. So what I do is I try to incorporate different people who are talented and who know what they're doing in my movement, because that's one of the major mistakes that I made back then. I actually just work with everybody. Everybody's not meant for every situation. You know what I'm saying? Just because somebody likes something doesn't mean they're good for it. As a matter of fact, they might come on board and mess it up.
Yeah, they might have like sometimes I know people, like, for example, they got talent, but they lack the drive, the hustle,
the discipline,
the ambition.
Yeah.
And like you said, the discipline more than anything. So I totally get it. I can tell you definitely more selective on who you
absolutely
choose to bring on board now.
I mean, it's an ongoing process because people will still give you a face that's moderate, that's good, and they're trying to be all that. But when you start working with them, you start coming out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's why you gotta have that intrinsic factor to allow you to, weed through people. Because, it's a business where you cannot have enemies because you have one enemy here.
Yeah, it's a domino effect.
There you go.
I know firsthand what you mean. I got a clothing line, and I've had people literally shake my hands, look me in the eye, and say, "I got you. I'm gonna make sure this artist or this person tag you." And I'm like, cool, and I shake the hand, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna deliver on my hand.
Right, yeah.
I hope you deliver on yours. And I be waiting 2 weeks, a month later.
What I learned, and I also took a page from Damon Dash, philosophy. I mean, I don't agree with everything you say, but certain things make sense.
Right.
I'm like, you know what? Forget everything, I am the deal. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, I'm not sweating anybody, I don't want no deal. I'm gonna start my network from the very bottom, and I'm gonna invest in my own stuff.
There you go.
Now, the thing is, you have to understand the industry, whether it's film, whether it's music, whatever it is, whether it's fashion, clothes. If you don't have a name, people are not gonna respect you. People only respect a name. And the reason why they respect a name is all the things that come with the name. You know, you have a lot of other celebrities around the name. You have a lot of other popular people around the name, and they think you have money. So you have success around the name. You have all this around the name. So whenever you put your name out there, like for example, we could say, let's say Fabulous is coming to town. Fabulous don't have to do a 2-month promotion. He could just do a day promotion.
Day promotion.
Right.
One
Put it
time.
on his Instagram. I'm gonna be right here.
Boom,
Look at this already.
because it's associated with success.
Yeah.
And let's say you're doing something, you are not Fabulous. So that means
I gotta promote.
you
You gotta work harder. You gotta work harder to get your name out there.
You have to promote for a year.
Yeah, for real. If I want a Fabulous crowd, yeah,
There you
definitely,
go.
man.
So and you know, me having the experience in the game, you know, I'm a very emotional dude. But I learned to humble myself and get rid of the emotion.
What's your sign?
Well, I'm a Taurus, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you a hard worker. You a bull. You the bull. Stubborn.
I'm
But you a hard worker though.
Yeah, I'm very stubborn and I don't like playing around, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I like getting down, I like making things happen, I like results.
Definitely.
The results might get me high.
Okay. So, another question: is there a soundtrack in the works? And if there is, who are the people that you would like to be on it? If you,
I kind of have 2 soundtracks, but you know, we're going back to working with people. What happened is, first of all, I'm a professional by day, and this is what I do by night. you know,
Okay.
And I have a lot of love for it in terms of entertainment. So, you know, I met with a lot of people. I was involved in music. I did artist management. I got to Atlantic Records. I got to Universal Records. So I got a couple of. I do have a soundtrack, but because of the feeling that I had after the project was over, I don't even want to consider it a soundtrack, and I don't even want to push it, even though it belongs to me. I paid for it.
oh,
Yeah, it sounds like you don't like the
You wanna
quality.
remix
of
it?
Well, not even
The
the quality.
remix.
My thing is when I'm passionate.
Yeah.
If I'm not passionate about it, I don't care about it.
Well, yeah. So you want to get our DJ involved? DJ Candu.
I mean,
He's gonna be. No. Listen, we're plugging in Bar Talk Radio
He's a
everywhere.
reliable guy. He's a reliable guy. I
once
co-sign it. He's a
once
reliable
I'm
dude.
not passionate about it, it could be great. It could be the best thing in the world. I'm not gonna push it. I don't care about it.
Okay, so here's the question. Well, okay, that's interesting that you completed something. So if you had your choice of people being a hip hop head and growing up in the hip hop era, if you could choose some people to be on your soundtrack, whoever,
Well,
dead or alive, because you know we like to get the conversation
It's
going in
possible.
hip hop.
The direction I'm going is definitely a Fabulous direction, because the reason why I say that, Fabulous was a low head. Fabulous, you know, hung out with a lot of Haitian. As a matter of fact, one of my Scalacci, which is my big homie, he used to drive Fabulous around.
Oh,
So,
okay.
you know
So it's one big family
So
kind of
it's one
thing,
big
right?
family. He a low head. He hung out with Haitians, so he knows the culture very much. So Fabulous would be a key individual to make a soundtrack with.
That's
Okay.
it's funny you mentioned that because I realized that you definitely wear a lot of vintage. Like I'm looking at the shirt and this Ralph Lauren.
He don't mess around, baby. He don't mess around.
This shirt-
definitely a low hat.
This shirt is a retro because they have
Can't
the
even
original.
find this.
It's a throwback. The original
I
one.
respect
I
it.
didn't want to wear the original one because I did an interview on Saturday. I had the original one on. So
Oh,
this
you
one's
trying
kind
to
of
switch
like
it up.
this one. I think this one came out last year as a throwback. You know,
Mm.
so I have it on. You know
So
what I'm
you
saying?
familiar with the? It might have been a little before my time, but like I know there's a lot of dudes that call the low life or something.
Low
like
Yeah,
life.
low
Yeah,
lives. I have a
lives.
lot of low lives on the documentary. Ski Black. Shout out to Ski Black.
that. Nice.
Shout out to Thurston Owl. You know what I'm saying? These
Yeah,
people
Thurston
out
Owl. That's you from the style, right?
Thurston is from the style,
Yeah,
Marcus
that's
Garvey Project, Polo
Mhm.
USA. You know what I'm saying? He came through. He blessed the cameras, and he made the film even more depth. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a question. Back then, I noticed, like I said, a lot of people used to have like the low life dudes. I don't know if it's true or not. This story that was told to me. Is it true that like they used to like take a lot of stuff. Like I heard stories.
I like your jacket. Take it off.
I heard stories.
I like your jacket.
Take it off through like Macy's windows and stuff like that. So I just want to know if it's true.
It's absolutely true. What it is there's different. Hold on, there's different layers to this whole movement. Some people, you know, because of their egos and you know arrogance and the way they perceive themselves, they tend to want to sugarcoat the whole situation. You know, you had the DSAPs, you had the Low Lives, you had the G-Force, you had the Steam Teams, you had Tribe Called Quest, you had LP, you had LA, you had a ton of these dudes. And some of these dudes, obviously, you're 16 years old, you're 15-year-old, you're 13 years old. Where are you going to get $300-400 to buy a sweater?
To buy a damn sweater.
You know, it's a Brooklyn thing. You know, Brooklyn dudes always use their mind to outdo the hustle, you know what I'm saying? So some of these dudes got together, they formed little cliques, and they went on Meow, they went boostings, they went, you know, to stores and department stores and big stuff.
Yeah,
it was just a thing to do at that time. But to be honest with you, not every one of these people or everybody in Brooklyn was doing that. It was just a selective crew who was doing that, like people from FAP, Low Lives and stuff like that. Some people just like taking the story and run with it. Me, I'm Haitian and, you know, I'm a Haitian immigrant. I came here, I had a lot of different challenges to deal with. You know what I'm saying? One of the challenges I had to deal with was acculturating and assimilating into this culture, into this mainstream culture. You know what I'm saying? So I had to, you know, find my way. Like, you know what I mean?
And that's where the documentary basically came from.
Exactly.
That was my next question. I wasn't here for the first interview, you know what I mean? So I see the documentary. Tell us a little about what the documentary is about. And on top of that, the reason why I asked you about the low life stuff, because I see that on the cover of the documentary that it has, like, you wearing a lot of polo stuff and it was a lot of stuff based around
the
lifestyle.
The Low Lives did it so big in terms of, you know, the influence, you know, the Double XL, Source Magazine, you know, newspapers and stuff like that. Obviously, they had a huge influence in Brooklyn, so that name kind of resonated. You understand what I'm saying? So once you have low on, it automatically fall under the umbrella of being a low life. Well, the low life itself, there's a story to that. It's not everybody who wear low is a low life. In other words, not everybody who wear polo is a low life. Like me, I wear a lot of polo. I'm not a low life, but I know a lot of low lives, and I respect what they're doing.
The culture.
You understand what I'm saying? But in terms of the Haitian Polo documentary, the Haitian Polo documentary is basically a film that details the experience of young Haitian immigrants in Brooklyn, New York during the 90s and the 80s, and how we acculturated and assimilated into this urban culture based on the challenges that we face as young people. And when I say the challenges, there were many, you know, in terms of stigmatism, discriminations, you know, people calling us HBO, Haitian booty scratcher, Haitian HIV.
Yeah, I remember that when I was in like high school.
Not only was it tough, it was very painful. The main reason why it was painful is because it's your own kind doing that to you due to the propaganda and the misunderstanding and miseducation of one another. You understand what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, we all are brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying? We all came from the same slave ship. It just so happened some of the slave ship ended up going to Trinidad, Jamaica. And you know what I'm saying? So we all in the same knot.
Exactly, and then also, much respect, if you're watching the documentary, there's a lot of Haitian history in it. As you should know, that Haiti was the very first country of color to liberate themselves through revolution, and others tried to follow suit. But Haiti was the very, 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 very first country to claim their independence.
Absolutely.
So I mean, there's much respect there. But also, speaking of the Haitian community, what's been the response from the Haitian community since the release of your documentary?
I know my community so well. It's kind of like I'm playing psychology with them, because I can play the mind game with them, because I can't really, because Haitian, we have a culture, right? We stick to our own and we stick to what we know. But there's different type of Haitians. You know what I'm saying? You got the real hardcore Haitians, which I could associate with, and then you have the Haitian Americans, Haitian Americans, who could relate to the American culture in terms of mainstream, and who also relate to the Haitian culture because they're Haitian and most of the time they see it in their house, their friends and stuff like that. Now, how you approach a situation like that? If I go to the Haitian community with a documentary of such high mainstream values and attitude, the hardcore Haitian is going to reject it. So how I approach it, I have to funnel it through the mainstream culture first and get it accepted. Once it's accepted in the mainstream culture,
then it'll come back.
Absolutely.
With that being said, let me ask you a question. Do you have any are you connected or affiliated in any way with like Wyclef? Did you try reaching out?
Not really, but I'm pretty sure. It's been a week and the feedback all over the world from London to Italy, Haiti, been very fantastic. People hit me up. You can check my gram. Everybody loved the film. So I'm not.
What is your Instagram too? I'm sorry, I'm just
well,
not following.
My Instagram is the Haitian Polo documentary.
Okay.
It's basically the Haitian Polo documentary with underscores between all the words. Or you can check me, which I'm barely on, the DJ Scripz. My Instagram is DJ_Scripz, SCRIPZ. And you'll find me there. You can find me on YouTube. You find me on Facebook. Just
and he posts every 10 minutes, so it's definitely a lot of activity. So you will get
post every 10 minutes on what?
On his Haitian Polo documentary.
Well, a lot of people think
I love it though. I love it.
I love it crazy. You have to understand, it's kind of like starting a small business. You're on your own.
Yeah. And on top of that, it's free marketing.
Absolutely, it's free marketing. You have to annoy people. And guess what? Once you get that stamp, like let's say a Fabulous stamp or a Puffy or a DJ Khaled, everybody that saw this thing like 2 years ago, they're gonna jump on it. Yeah. That's just the way human beings are. Until you get somebody famous on it, you know what I'm saying? You gotta grind that sucker until you get there and never give up. You understand what I'm saying?
True story.
So the documentary is about how it bridged the gap for Haitians in the early 90s.
Early 80s
and 90s.
Yeah.
So we know how fashion did that. What kind of role did hip hop play growing up for you?
Are you kidding me? Hip hop, the clothes, it was the cement. Because what happened is, think about this, you come from Haiti with Pierre Cardin on, and you have your little skippies and your little nice tuck shirt, dressed up like this.
But dressed very nice, you clean,
right?
you clean.
So now you're in the house, your father and your mother, they love you because you're following the rules. When you go to school, it's a different ball game because you don't fit in. So now how do you fit in? You have to infiltrate. You have to take a little bit of hip hop. And
you gotta go get the polo.
There you go. Now with the polo,
get that
you gotta get the baggy jean. You gotta listen to the LL Cool J.
The latest in Jordans.
You gotta adapt the
Jordan. You gotta adapt the whole culture. You know what I'm saying? And then when you go to school, there was a point I could not speak straight English because I was so into hip hop. It was strictly bonics. It was like 2 G's, what's up, what's good, boy, you know what I mean? Yo, what up, you know what I mean? You poppin' what? We here, you know what I'm saying? What up, God? That's how I used to talk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But over time, I noticed that was pure ignorance because I'm not a rapper. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, correct.
I'm a regular dude who's just so happened to be heavily influenced by hip hop. You know, and eventually I got educated. You know, I went to school, grabbed a couple of degrees. And
okay.
And then you know, and then I left that alone. So the music, definitely, LL Cool J, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, Tribe Called Quest. That's my thing. And you can't tell me I'm not American. How dare you? You know what I mean? Because when Christopher Columbus discovered, he discovered the Americas.
Yeah, the Native Americans were already here. He discovered nothing. It's like me coming to Barstow Radio Studios and I discovered it.
It's just so different. It just so happened that it's different labels and titles and people have different cultures and stuff like that. So everybody here in America, we all are immigrants. You know what I'm saying?
True.
There you go.
If you want to get technical. Yes.
There you go.
So, I remember a few months ago we did a roundtable discussion, like a town hall, and you mentioned in it for the Haitian Polo documentary.
Yes,
and you mentioned that your family was very big on education, like becoming doctors and lawyers. So how have they supported the film? What are your family's thoughts about the film?
Well, the funny thing is, my older brother, who I look up to, it may not look like it, but You know, I try to emulate certain things he do. In terms of his ethics and his morals and his principles. He's not too profound with, with me trying to get involved with entertainment. He, and I respect that. He liked things to be less risky. And he don't really care about these things. He's more into family things and
he likes things that
tangible
structure.
There's structure, that's right. Into his family, saving his money and not get wild and crazy. So he perceived me and he looked at me like I'm wild and crazy. But the most phenomenal things about it when he started seeing how the documentaries coming together,
the feedback was crazy.
He kind of embraced it a little bit, and he's not too crazy about it because he's one of those individuals. It has to happen. He needs tangible results before he get crazy with it.
Well, I will say this: you on your way, so.
Yeah, thank you very much. So that's how we're receiving it, but my father and my mother don't know, because you know what I'm saying? They're still out hardcore Haitian, and they don't really care about that.
Even they wait when you get famous, then of course, you on your way though.
I'm West Indian, and in most cultures, like West Indian cultures, and I consider your culture West Indian as well. Like to our parents, if it's not making money right away,
it's rubbish. It's rubbish.
Listen, rubbish. With money, if it's not substantial and the community doesn't appreciate it, and you don't look like a productive citizen, they don't care about it. You could have been making millions. Like for example, back when I was in Haiti, the most popular thing to be was a professor, was a doctor, a lawyer. They didn't care about you being a soccer player or being an artist or being in the band. That thing was unnecessary to them. They wanted you to be one of those individuals who speak well, very well, who speak good French, who can articulate yourself. When you go in the room, you're very posh, and everybody respect you, everybody talk about you. That's the background I came from. Imagine a whole bunch of young Haitians coming here and have to shed that away to fit into Rakim and LL Cool J when there's no rules involved.
That's culture.
You know what I mean? So you have to feel the pain. A lot of people said I nag too much. It's you're not in the shoes to understand, the sociological frustration, the psychological frustration, the derogatory stuff that we dealt with. A lot of young Haitians, I would say that for them, they came here very docile, very quiet. Going to school, such as Wingate, Tilton, it turns them to beasts. They became crazy. And then, forget about being a doctor. Now we trapping.
Yeah. Trying to stay alive, sure.
There you go.
So what's your ultimate goal for the Haitian Polo documentary? I get the message, but what's your goal? What is your highest hope?
My highest hope, it's already been done. You got people like Mona Scott, Harpier, Wyclef, and a whole bunch of other Garcelle Beauvais. These people, or Garcelle Beauvais, I'm sorry. These people are already, Haitians from Haiti who are doing it big. The thing is, everybody in America, they have a story. The Italians have a story. The Irish have a story. The Jews have a story. I just feel that, Haitians who fought so many wars for this particular country, Revolutionary War, Civil War, all kind of wars, world wars, they haven't given us our props, and I think it's due to cement ourselves in this particular culture. We even founded cities like Chicago and many other places. So I feel like it's my job to put something out and start a movement so we can get recognized on that level and cement ourselves in this American fabric. You understand what I'm saying? So in terms of the documentary, I wanted to go far to a point where, you cannot distinguish what is a Haitian and what is a mainstream Haitian. You know what I'm saying? Just like they cannot distinguish certain ethnicities, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're going to be a part of the melting pot.
We all are, because we fought for the melting pot.
Sure did. Yeah. So where can everybody go to get the Haitian Polo documentary?
Well, the Haitian Polo documentary right now, it's on vhx.com. It's for $7.99. All you have to do is just subscribe to the website, and you will have access to it. You just spell it out, the Haitian Polo documentary by DJ Scripz, and it's going to come up, and you're going to enjoy it because it's all over Europe right now.
Wow.
That's what's up. Well, before you go, right? Every guest that comes on this show,
Well, okay. I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna jump ahead of Larry, and then Larry's gonna ask his infamous question. That we all know. I know he's gonna ask.
Definitely.
Okay, hip hop wise, we like to ask all our guests, who's your top 5, dead or alive?
Well, I'm a real. At one point, I wanted to be a rapper.
Exactly. So, boom, give us your top.
The thing is, it's kind of. I hate that question because I've been influenced by all the hip hop artists. You know what I'm saying, from the '80s to the '90s. And if you check my Instagram, you gonna see it all.
So boom. So here we go. Let's pretend you got a gun to your head. You got to answer 5.
One of my top, Slick Rick.
Fashion.
You know what I'm saying. Rakim,
2.
Raw, Big Daddy Kane.
3.
And you know it's so hard. I love my '90s dude too.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So LL Cool J.
4.
And I'm sorry.
Make it good. Make it good.
Somebody gonna be mad at you, but you got
make it good.
And you know what's so funny? I got my hustle ability. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't even make it. It's not a top 5 to me. But you know, my man Jay-Z. You know
why you gotta
the reason why
honorable mention type thing.
Yeah.
Honorable mention. Oh,
why?
Disrespect.
I'm not disrespecting him. It's just it's hard. You know what I'm saying? Because me, I'm one of those individuals who love pioneers, who respect originators. I don't care about what's going on right now because I know it came from somewhere.
Definitely.
Remember, my major was science. So in science, you got hypothesis. And then you know what I'm saying? So where did that came from? You understand what I'm saying? So it's Nas, you know what I'm saying? So because I love.
He's on his 6 now. You 10, like that.
You give 6 or did
Nas at top 5.
He already said Jay-Z.
Well,
go back, brother. Listen to Joy. Nas or Jay?
I pick Nas. I pick Nas because you know what? I'm not saying Jay-Z's not an
Thank you for
intellectual.
coming on board to
Listen, I'm not saying Jay-Z's not an intellectual individual. Obviously, the guy has.
He don't even write his
over. It's not about writing. I picked Nas because I can relate to Nas.
There you go.
I'm a huge Nas fan. I'm not saying
on a conscious level. You know what I'm saying? On a hustler level, Jay's hard. You know what I'm saying? There you go. So there you go. You know what I mean? And I remember when I was in organic chemistry, Nas came with this record. Yo, Ether. I'm studying.
Ether. It's so versatile. That's what it is to me.
Yo, I'm studying this thing right now. I don't even know what the hell is an ether. Yo, okay, that's a volatile gas. It burns up.
That shit can make you so burst.
I'm working to get a doctorate degree, and you know what ether is before me. So you know what I'm saying. And plus, obviously, if you see Nas and you people's energy, he's all about consciousness and he's all about,
it's good for the soul.
Empowerment. And Jay's all about the empowerment of hustling and getting yours.
Empowerment of the mighty dollar.
There you go.
Well, of course,
you
it's
can't
a
be mad at the
section,
capital.
and we get ready to wrap it up. But everybody that come on the show, I have a question for them. Everything that you got going on, like people appreciate the business. I like what you represent. You know what I'm saying? But like, I like to get personal. What is your favorite cereal?
Well, I think.
I love the way you answer this question. So serious.
No, I have a favorite cereal because I used to be the skinniest dude here. I used to be his size. You know what I'm saying? And hustling, working, eating, and for some reason I just blew up. You know what I'm saying? If you check my skinny pictures on the gram, you're like, what? That's Scripz. So my favorite, I like to eat things that got a lot of grains in it. A lot of fiber and stuff like that. So it's honey bunch of oats.
Bunches of oats. That's the first time we've heard that. That's the first time we've heard that.
So the thing is, I'm conscious with my weight because a fly brother, you can't be You know what I'm saying?
You know, you can't be
now-
wearing all that low. Look, you
got some minute.
So even right now, I'm not looking right. No,
you go.
Oh, he's saying so. Don't let him lie.
They can't
see the footwear. They can't see the
felines though.
I still, you know, thanks. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
I'm very conscious.
I saw it.
Do you have any shout outs that you want to give to anyone right now?
Well, most importantly, shout out to everybody that, you know, made this epic documentary film possible. Everybody from Thurston Owl to Team Magnificent to everybody else. My cousin, Dr. Monolis, Judith Destin, and all the characters from the film. Everybody, because I can't remember everybody's name, and all the producers that I work with and all the editors. Shout out to y'all.
Bartalk Radio. Y'all, we're y'all.
Bartalk Radio.
Now, lastly, just a fun fact. So, how do you say Bartalk is the best in Creole?
I get asked this all the time.
I want to know. I want to learn.
We should have started this in Creole.
One of my exes is straight up Haitian. I
got
could
so
do this.
deep into this English,
I
forgot how to speak Creole. Now,
Bartalk Radio is the best.
Okay, Bartalk Radio, silly people on the down.
Okay, well, hold on, slow it down.
I added my extra stuff.
Wait, hold on, what you add to it?
I said it's the best talk radio in the town.
Bam! Okay,
You know
say it
what
one
I'm
more time. Do it slow down.
Bartalk Radio.
Bartalk Radio.
C'est la justation.
C'est la justation.
Not down. The best not down now, okay?
What Scripz said.
What he said.
I tried it.
Bartalk Radio.
Oh my God! Make sure you go ahead and you check out the Haitian Polo documentary.
Yes.
Bridging the gap. For youth that were integrated in the late 80s and early 90s.
Well, 80s and 90s.
80s and 90s.
By the time Wyclef came, 1998, we already laid the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, they started respecting the Haitians, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And Haitians just took over. You know, if you go in the industry right now, it's nothing but Haitians.
You have to this is my boule. You have to make sure you check.
You know what I'm saying? Tony Yayo.
I told you I knew it. I knew some Haitian. I knew some Creole. I knew a little bit.
Players, you know, our football players. We're everywhere just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? We're just trying to make a living.
Definitely. And make sure if you haven't checked it out yet, the Haitian Polo documentary. We got DJ Scripz in the house with us. We want to say thank you so much again for coming and blessing our stage, our set for a second time.
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, no, seriously, if you're trying to get some knowledge, you need to check this out. So once again, they can find it.
VHX.com, subscribe to that, and then, you know what I'm saying, just type in the Haitian Polo documentary. You're going to be very excited because there's nothing like that out here right now. This is a new movement, you know what I'm saying? We bring it back to the essence.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's right. Everything go back to its natural order. I love it.
I love it. So once again, we just want to thank DJ Scripz for coming on again. And make sure you go ahead. Haitian _Polo documentary.
Haitian Polo documentary
underscore everything. Make sure you check it out. Best $8 ever spent. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube at Bartalk Radio. I am Miss Joy in the City. Larry and Viva La Brooklyn. Of course, DJ Candu, NYC, DJ Condo, NYC, and the man behind the lens, J Fats, aka why you making me spell after I drink Hennessy, JAEPHATS. Once again, this is Bartalk Radio. Thank you so much. And hold on, let's take a look. Plug in,
yes,
get to the Apparel NYC. Plug in.
Members by invitation only, www.giftedtheapparelnyc.com.
Plug in.
Shout out to Bartalk Radio for having me every time.
We love it.
Shout out to Polo. Man, you got
DJ
whatever Polo shirt you got in the stash that you might not be able to fit, I'll take it.
You're calling me Polo, man.
That's your nickname. That's your Polo. Now you're Polo.
I'm going to tell you a true story. The amount of Polo I got is nothing compared to some of my friends and peers who collect vintage like I do. I'm talking about, they can fill this whole building, and I ain't lying.
You got some big ass building, guys.
You got to take Bartalk on a tour of that.
Yes,
I think
inside
it was
DJ
like
Scripz
that.
Polo collection.
What happened is me and one of those producers, we arranging a vintage.
Well, you gotta get Bar Talk behind the scenes.
We trying to arrange a vintage show where I talk about these particular items. And to be honest with you, some of the items I don't remember a whole lot about them, but I have some of them.
They just go.
Nah, you gotta get us behind the scenes. Like,
I'll try. We're gonna put something like that together. Because we are working on the show, but right now it's pushing the Haitian Polo documentary because we do have a sequel coming.
We got that.
Now the thing about the Haitian Polo documentary, a lot of people's mad because of the word Haitian. I had to do it from a Haitian perspective because I'm a filmmaker and I have to make sure the world knows that I'm a young Haitian filmmaker from Haiti. You know what I'm saying?
And you have a story to tell.
And you got a story to tell, and then I can switch over. Because that was the whole idea, acculturating and assimilating. I can do the mainstream too, you know what I'm saying? That's part of me. So now the sequel is gonna be everybody. It's gonna be Jamaicans, Trinidadians.
Yes, right, all right, don't forget us.
So we're gonna do it like that because it wasn't only Haitians doing it back in the days, man. I just told it from a Haitian perspective. Everybody was doing it. Chinese, you know what I'm saying?
A culture documentary.
And the most bizarre thing about that particular era, it's the fact that most of the kids that was wearing heavy low, they were from the Caribbean. You know what I'm saying? They were Caribbean cats, Jamaicans, Bajans, Trinidadians, and all that. You know what I'm saying? So we have to put things into perspective. Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, them dudes, some of them were heavy, you know what I mean? And things just got to be put into perspective so the story can be told properly. You feel me?
That's what's up.
Thank you. We just want to say thank you so much again to DJ Scripz, the Haitian Polo documentary. Make sure you go ahead and check that out. It's a very profound documentary. You heard it here on Bar Talk Radio. Make sure you tune in with us next week, same time, same place. And also make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. And that's that.
Yeah, subscribe to me too on YouTube, DJ Scripz. That's easy. You know what I'm saying?
Bar Talk Radio.
Bar Talk Radio, and we out, baby. We at the midnight.
Don't shoot. Can't breathe. Yo, I'm just one of the five. I'm just one with the vibes. Either niggas is jealous or they just want you to die. They don't want you to rise. They just want your demise. So I be crossing my T's and I be dotting my I's. You on the opposite side.